Hey guys, just risking the possibility of being interrupted here at the pool, but just wanted to encourage you in a way today by some interesting insight. Have you heard of unintended consequences? I believe it's a book, but there was something talked about today at church about unintended consequences of technology and specifically, and it talked about our pastor talked about the consequences of the refrigerator. Like, if you think about it, 1900 years ago, probably, I mean, obviously the refrigerator wasn't invented that long ago, but people would have to go to the market every single day for fresh meat, fresh produce, fresh everything, right? Because they didn't have any way of preserving it other than salt and other methods back then. And it's amazing how quickly it created kind of a cocoon effect, right? I think that actually might be a literal term that he used. That once that refrigerator came, you could literally get your food, come back to your house, stock it in your fridge, freezer, what have you, and not go out of your house for a week, maybe even 2 weeks. And so to go from seeing people one day after another for so long, like that's all you knew, that's how you fed your family, was going to the market or whatever they called it back then, the farm perhaps. Like, you would go from seeing people every single day and doing community every single day to all of a sudden not having to. And the fact that people chose not to, it's amazing to me. Obviously that's an unintended consequence because good or bad, like, people just started not coming around each other as often. And I thought that that was really interesting, and what a peek into what this culture really is all about, you know, between connecting online versus connecting face to face. All of those things. The refrigerator is another example of that. Like, we have to remember the timeless and classic way of connecting with people and doing community well. It's face to face. It's life together. Don't you agree? I thought that that was such an interesting thing, and I'm sure had I Googled other unintended consequences of technology, other forms of technology that have kind of ripped us away from doing life with people, like physically doing life with people on a day-to-day basis, I'm sure there's quite a few things. I'm sure there are. Right? And obviously how the microwave has affected our patience with our wait time and whatnot. Like, I think obviously there are other things like internet. Like, could you imagine now waiting for dial-up, and for instance? Like, we have literally morphed into a generation that has high expectations and low tolerance for anything but what we're used to. And I feel like there's just we're losing so much more than we're gaining, but obviously we're gaining too, like certainly in the hospitals. And sorry, I'm sweating, so my my sunglasses just keep falling. But I just wanted to share this with you. Like, maybe it'll encourage you. I don't know. Maybe you make more of an effort of being intentional in your community, on your streets, and in your grocery stores, and at your church, and wherever, in your school. Like, just like doing life with people face to face. I think that it's definitely something we have to be more intentional about. It's not something we have to do anymore because we have refrigerators and other technology that kind of removes that as a have to. But I think it's so beneficial. I think that a lot of, like, wherever that gap was, whenever that fridge was first invented, like, I'm sure that there was a gap. I'm sure that there was a loss for some people. You know, a loss that they truly felt. Like, where did my people go? Where did my people go? And maybe they couldn't pin it right away, but I'm sure they felt it eventually. Like, something's different in my life. What is it? It's likely the fact that they have lost their community, and all because of a preservation tool for their food. So something to think about for sure, something I hope that you're challenged by and encouraged by, certainly, always, that face-to-face is the way we do community. It should be the way we do community. It's how we hold each other accountable. And so I'm going to encourage you to not allow the consequences of technology to make the choice for you. You can do community how you want to do community. And if it's to hide in your house and not do life with people, that's okay too. But I would beg to differ. I would beg that I would go so far as to say that had you have a taste of community face to face, people showing up for you, people doing life with you, you would not want it any other way. And so that's what I want to encourage you today, and take care.